here's what I want you to do, not some money. I want you to come up with a set amount of money you put in that Roth every month. So it becomes a regular habit and your good intentions don't go by the wayside that you're doing that. Okay, and I love the questions you're asking. You want renter's insurance? Typically, whoever you have car insurance from will also sell renter's insurance. And I like a policy bought from an insurer you already know or you use in your family, rather than buying whatever policy the apartment complex may try to sell you that won't be as good and will be more expensive. Utility bills, and this is something you don't have enough control over when you're in an apartment, because the apartment may be well built, may not be, and so the apartment's not going to have an automatic thermostat, like a Nest or one of their competitors. So you're going to manually have to do a note by the door that you always remember when you leave to go to work, that you adjust the thermostat manually to reduce those utility bills. I mean, you do those basic things, you'll be fine. Apartment scams, there aren't that many apartment scams. There are a lot of home rental scams where someone pretends that they have an apartment for rent and they scam you out of money. Yeah. That's not likely to happen with an apartment community. The great news with apartment communities, you can shop them, come up with a list of ones you're interested in, shop what they're offering online as specials, and then go see them, and then you put them in competition with each other. And that's how you'll be able to save money on that apartment every single month.
Cheryl in Oregon says, my husband has communicated to me that per a Clark Howard podcast, I should remove my Fidelity app from my phone. I understand there is a risk that if I'm active with my phone open, I could be prone to a run and grab, which would expose access to my apps to a theft. However, I have money transfer lockdown on my Fidelity accounts. I like my Fidelity app. It uses face recognition, and when I log in online, on a computer, it uses my app to prove computer access. Does Clark really want me to remove my app from my phone?
You don't have to, Cheryl, because you've taken the right precautions. The important thing from that podcast is to be aware of the danger about why criminals are stealing phones now. They are not doing a grab and run or whatever they go, smash and grab, whatever they call it. They're not doing that to have your phone. Nobody cares about the phone anymore. It's all about what the phone opens up with access to the money you have in your life. And the funny thing is, as an Android user, not an iPhone user, the criminals target people with iPhones because the assumption is people with iPhones have money, people with Androids don't. So just know that you got a bullseye target on you if you have the latest, greatest iPhone. But if you've taken all the precautions you have with Fidelity, including locking down transfers, then you can breathe easy and you should be okay.
Alex in California says, I received a letter from my state controller notifying me of some unclaimed money from a class action lawsuit regarding a previous employer. The letter looks legitimate and even provides a .gov site for me to look up and verify the amount, in this case around $150. My only concern is I need to provide them my Social Security number. Is this a normal procedure for them to do? For $150, I'm not sure if that's enough to risk my Social Security number falling into the wrong hands.
Alex, it is. So, okay, you know that you fill out the paperwork, you're going to get $150. And then there's the remote chance that someone will take that Social Security information and do harm to you. Hopefully you already have your credit frozen because your Social Security number in data breaches has already been leaked again and again and again. So that's why credit freeze is so important. But I'd feel comfortable doing it. And you were lucky that you were informed by the controller of the state of California this money was there for you. Most of us aren't going to have our state reaching out to and say, hey, we got some money for you. So know about unclaimed.org, which is a clearinghouse site that's legit, that tells you in most states money that may be hanging out there for you or a loved one that you didn't know about?
Okay, this one's from Christopher in Oregon. I have been a loyal Costco traveler for many years using the Costco Visa card and travel website. They seem to add value to trips and the packaging is nice. However, in 2025, my wife and I will be celebrating our 25th anniversary and would like to take a special vacation this summer. We are considering getting the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. With the points bonus and upgrades like lounges, we thought it might be worth a try basically for one big trip. I know the fees are high, but we should get our money's worth and could cancel the card. Our credit score is in the 800s and we have no debt except our mortgage. We don't anticipate any other debt or major purchases, so the hit of canceling the card would be okay. What are your thoughts?
So the three bigs of the independent travel cards. In your circumstance, and congratulations on your 25th wedding anniversary.
Congrats.
There's a big splurge, doing a big trip, and getting either the Sapphire Reserve, the Capital One Venture X, or the American Express Platinum, all with their huge fees. You get such great sign-up bonuses. And so the first year is kind of a no-brainer. And then the benefits you get, it could really pay off for you on this very special vacation you're taking. And no harm, no foul. This is a great thing, but compare all three to see which one's best. The Chase is $395 annual. The Capital One is $395. The Chase, as I recall, is $550, and the American Express is $700 annual fee. Each have their own separate benefit packages. See which one looks like it has the best return for your money. Now, I want to say something about the Costco thing. If you're booking something with Costco Travel, there is a problem with the Costco Visa now that didn't used to exist. Citi ripped away from Costco members the trip cancellation, trip interruption coverage that came with using the card to book travel. And now it makes sense to have another card that does come with rock solid trip insurance coverage, although any trip insurance policy, the insurer seems to try to find a way not to want to pay. But the Sapphire Reserve, one of the benefits people don't recognize with that card that's great is the trip coverage you have with it and the car rental coverage you have with it that makes it, for a regular traveler, potentially a really good card to carry.
Jim in Missouri says, when shopping for homeowners and auto insurance, would I need to unfreeze my credit first? I thought you mentioned that many insurance companies would base a quote on credit score, but so far no companies have said anything about credit score when I've applied. I have a very good score and want to make sure I'm going to get the best price quotes.
So in almost every state now, the number one criteria for setting your auto insurance premiums and potentially homeowners is your credit score. Well, it's not a traditional credit score. It's your credit report that then has an industry formula. So it's insurers in most states are allowed what's known as a soft hit, where even if your credit's frozen, they can get a sense of what's going on with your credit. But my recommendation is to do your shopping for homeowners or auto insurance in a concentrated period and thaw your 3 credit files for, let's say, 72 hours or something like that, so that you don't have to worry that you're paying discriminatory rates for your auto or homeowners insurance because your credit is frozen.